I'm life and business coach Samantha Sifring, and this is the Online Business Building Mamas podcast, where you learn how to build a wildly successful business from home while raising kids. Hey mamas, how's it going? I am doing amazing. I just got back from being up in Aspen, doing a virtual version of the mastermind with my coach and the rest of the mastermind that I'm in. We ended up having to do our live event all online instead of doing it in person, which was kind of disappointing, but a friend and I decided to go up to Aspen and stay at the St. Regis, which is the fanciest hotel maybe I've ever been to. It was incredible. So we stayed there and we did all of the virtual live event on our computers in the hotel room, out on the balcony overlooking the mountains. It was gorgeous and beautiful weather, flowers everywhere, blue skies. It was heavenly. And just felt like the most luxury experience ever. And as I was there, just soaking in all of the magic and loving it and feeling so pampered, it made me think of how much I want that for all of you. How I want you all to be able to have those kinds of experiences and really be able to have anything that you want to have. That is why I'm here, for you to have those choices and that freedom and really be able to create all of that for yourself. My friend and I, when we walked into the hotel and looked around, that was kind of our first thought, like, we created this for ourselves. We gave this to ourselves. We're not here because our husbands make a lot of money. We're not here because our parents took us on a special once-in-a-lifetime vacation. We're here because we earned that money and we're paying for this experience. It felt like everything. So I really just want you to consider for a little bit that this could be for you too. And I'm here to help. Let's get into today's topic. So I work with a lot of mamas who start off their businesses doing projects for other people. Writers, designers, web developers, virtual assistants, bookkeepers, those types of businesses who see themselves as more of a freelancer than the CEO of their own company. This isn't necessarily a problem. Just to be clear, freelancers can make really good money, but it becomes a problem when freelancer becomes your identity and it isn't the actual kind of business that you want to have. When you want to build up a business versus being someone who takes on projects here and there. All of us who have businesses started those businesses for freedom, which includes time freedom to do what we want and spend time with our families, not just have the freedom to work 40-hour plus weeks in our home office. So I've been curious about this. Are you approaching your business with more of a freelancer mentality? Today, I'm going to be making the case for becoming a CEO of your business instead. This is the answer to everything. So with freelancing, your client is the boss. They tell you what they want. You cater to their whims. You are on call for them. One of my clients is a web developer, and she used to struggle with this a lot. Her clients would email and call her, and she would drop everything to be available for them, even if it was not convenient for her or she had other stuff planned. As the CEO, you are the boss. This is actually just a small mental shift within you. You don't have to have a big conversation with all your clients and make it all dramatic and make it this big change in your business. The mental shift to thinking, I am the boss, will have you approaching your time management and client communication and relationships with clients very differently. My clients who have shifted this have developed strong boundaries around their work time and non-work time and stuck with them. They've also designed specific packages that all clients fit into versus fitting themselves into the client project. A graphic designer client of mine recently made this transition. She moved from custom projects to a set day rate. And now all of her potential clients get proposals from her that fit the structure of her day rate process. With freelancing, there's an attitude of waiting for projects to come to you. Most freelancers feel very out of control of their financial results in their businesses, or their financial results are very tied to one or two big clients. So I used to do freelancing writing projects on the side as I was building up my coaching business. And I felt like I could stock Upwork all day long, but ultimately the amount of clients I got for writing projects was truly out of my hands. I had to wait for them to pick me. It felt like luck every time I would actually get one, and I would be like, what? They want to hire me? Amazing. As the CEO, you fully control and create your revenue and number of clients. Okay, I know some of you are like, what? Because it doesn't feel that way for you. But this is part of the mental shift of stepping into CEO mode. Think about CEOs of major corporations. They basically just set goals and then inform the team, this is what we're doing now. And then the team goes to work to figure out how to deliver on that. In your business, you're the CEO and you're the team who figures out how to deliver. And you hold the CEO level belief that you can deliver. And so you do. Your achievements in business are driven by the pursuit of your goals. Because of this difference, for the freelancer, your time is spent on random, inconsistent, here and there projects. Sometimes you have a big client project, sometimes it's quiet. It can be really hard to control the flow. It actually kind of looks like feast or famine cycles where you get overwhelmed with work and then you have totally dead periods where no one is reaching out and you don't have work. The freelancer is really focused on actions. They're really focused on getting that next client. They're really focused on completing urgent client projects, checking their email. For the CEO, you're focused on results. You're focused on where you're going, not what you're doing. The CEO plans for growth. You develop a client pipeline that provides consistent money and lets you hit your goals and modulate the amount of work you're doing. In Mama to CEO, the client pipeline is one of the first concepts that I teach my clients to really help you shift into this mentality of feeling in control of the consistency of your income. It's not always an instant shift into consistent income, but it absolutely can be. I've seen it both ways, and eventually you will nail it. Consistent income is really important to me, and it's something that I really desire to teach and guide all of my clients to be able to create. So in 2018, I established consistent 2K months in my life coaching business fairly quickly. And then I bounced up to 5K, and I stayed there for several months before going to 8K and 10K months. Once I spiked from there to 30K months, I worked really hard on my mind to make that level of income consistent and not a fluke. This is one of the biggest struggles I see for people who hit higher levels of income. They have one incredible month and then they don't make it their new normal. My mastermind is focused on this. I'm launching it in the fall, so stay tuned if this is really hitting you right where you are in your business right now. It's going to be all about getting to those bigger months and making it the new normal instead of hoping it becomes the new normal. The CEO knows that she has a lot of control over that, and she learns to exercise that control. So there's seeing that you have control, and then there's using the control you have. And while that sounds really simple, it actually takes learning and practicing and some failing along the way to really figure out how to do it. But once you do, you are in control of your income forever. Finally, with freelancers, the structure of their business and time is based on client projects. Often, client projects are being fit into the nooks and crannies of her life and being left to the last minute before they're due. I used to do bookkeeping for another business, a friend of mine who owned a dance studio, and the major piece of bookkeeping that I had to do every month was doing her payroll. I always knew that I had to do her payroll every single month, and every month I was doing it on the last day when she would text me and be like, hey, when are you going to drop off payroll? And I'd be like, oh shit, I have to do payroll right now. And I would try to figure out what should I do with the kids, put them in front of the TV, do payroll really quick, and then drive the checks over to her house. That was not a real mature entrepreneur way to do things because I wasn't thinking of myself as the CEO. It's really stressful operating your business like this. And even though we're sold that this style of laptop life, of doing it whenever you feel like it, while the kids run the TV or whatever, is superior than consistent working hours, a sustainable business is not run by the seat of the pants of the business owner. Eventually, this style of running your business catches up to you, and it can often look like burnout because of the lack of boundaries in what you're doing and in your mind. The CEO creates the structure that she wants. It doesn't have to look like anyone else's business, but it has clear boundaries and it's chosen and planned for. The CEO decides her schedule and structure, and then the clients fit into that instead of the other way around. This helps you really enjoy your non-working time without having work haunting you and hanging over your head. This is so important for moms because we created this business to be more present with our families, not to have it competing with our families. So don't sacrifice your mental presence with your family because business keeps popping into your mind and all those incomplete projects are fighting for your attention. The major theme of the differences between freelancer mentality and CEO mentality is that you are in control as the CEO. First, in the way that you think, and then in the way that you show up, and then it becomes the reality and the standard operating practice of your business. And when you get there, you truly have the time freedom, mental freedom, and financial freedom. That was the whole reason behind the business to begin with. All right, mamas, I hope this has given you some really good food for thought for the week. I would love to hear all about how you're stepping into CEO mode and the changes that you might make in how you think about or show up in your business based on what you learned this week. So shout me out over on Instagram. I am really shifting my attention to be more present on Instagram. So I would love to interact with you over there. My handle is @SamanthaHMS. All right, mamas, see you back here again next week. If you like this podcast, I want to invite you to coach with me over in my program, Mama to CEO. There's you, and there's the consistent income you want to make in your business, and I help you remove everything standing in between. It's lifetime access for mastering your marketing, sales, time, and everything else you need to have the business and life you really want. Whether it's making your first 1,000 or 100,000, I can help you do it. To join, go to mamatoceo.com, mamatoceo.com.